Hello and welcome to a new YouTube video. So today we're going to be talking about a topic which in my opinion is just not spoken about, and that is trading routine, daily trading routine. Now, I think this is one of the most underrated, most important things as a trader that you need to get absolutely on point. So let's get into it. How to build a killer trading routine. Okay, so the first thing is that my trading was once a complete mess. It was a disaster, right? And routine played a huge part in that. It was really one of the root causes of my terrible trading, right? I would show up to the charts at random times. I would just not check the economic calendar, right? I would skip trading days and I was just out of tune with the markets, just show up at random times, do a little bit of analysis, pick some random pairs, kind of look at the economic calendar, just doing this, that, the other. It was just a complete random mess it was random, right? Completely random, basically made up on the spot. And it reflected in my trading, right? My routine was a mess and so was my trading, right? Because of the inconsistent input, I had a really inconsistent output. And that's why trading routine is so important. In life in general, but especially in trading, you need consistent inputs to get consistent outputs, consistent profits, right? So that was once my trading, but now my routine is on point. It's the same. It's been the same now for a long time. I do the same day in, day out, exact same process, and it works, right? So I just keep doing it. So let's get into it. So I'm gonna break it down in two ways. First, weekly routine, and then daily routine, right? Because there's some weekly tasks that I have to complete only on certain days, and then every day I do the same routine, Monday through Friday. So on Sunday and Monday, basically I do an in-depth fundamental analysis and watch list preparation, right? So this begins on Sunday and it happens throughout the morning on Monday. So what I do during this time is I'm doing an in-depth fundamental analysis. I'm reading bank reports, I'm checking Forex Factory, going through economic releases for the week ahead. I'm gauging sentiment in the market. I'm looking at things like COT data and other data points. And basically, I'm preparing a watch list for the week ahead, right? And I'm also looking at the charts. I'm just briefly checking, okay, where the market's at here, here and there. Especially on Monday, I'm always checking the markets Monday morning, of course. But that is the first thing, and basically that process is me preparing my watch list for the week ahead. So I know the markets I'm going to be focused on. I know what to expect with economic releases. I already know the levels I'm looking at. So really, during the week, 90% of my work is done on Sunday and Monday morning. 90%. And then just Monday through Friday during the trading process, the daily routine is just executing and just, reanalyzing and just being ready, basically. So again, Monday through Friday, it's about 2 hours of chart work and analysis, fundamental analysis, reviewing charts, just looking at economic releases, etc. About 2 hours. Now, it varies on the day. Sometimes there's a lot of news happen, the night before, etc. So that varies on the day. And then every Saturday, I record every single trade I took. Now, for me, because I swing trade, I do that on a Saturday. I record every single trade. Obviously, if you're taking a lot of trades on a daily basis, you can do that every single day. But I choose to do it on a Saturday. Normally, it's 1, 2, 3 trades a week. It doesn't take me long at all. And I just record every single trade. So now, daily routine. Now, this is the more important thing. They're equally as important, but you need to set out your day to a T, right? And you need to have your routine set out very, very well. I think it is so important. Now, let's go through my daily routine. I wake up at about 8 a.m., right? It varies between about 7:45 to 8:15. In and around that block, I wake up. I then start my morning with a run every single morning. And some people don't believe me. Check my Instagram stories. Every single morning, I start my morning with a run. I then do some breath work, which is literally just a load of deep breaths, right? I'm not crazy fancy with it. I just get a load of deep breaths in. Then I come back to the house, cold shower for about 3 to 5 minutes, just in as cold as I can get it. Then I get a big fat cup of coffee, and I'm at the charts by about 9:30 every single morning, right? Now, when I get to the charts, I already know what I'm gonna do. And this morning routine is the same every morning, right? I do the same thing every single morning, Monday through Friday. And as soon as I sit down with my cup of coffee right here, I already know what's gonna be happening. First off, I load the bank reports and I read. I've got preferences on my favorite bank reports. I read about 3 or 5. I skim through them. I just look at the assessments from these bank analysts, assessments of things that happened during the night. I then go over to Forex Factory. I assess, was there any news? Was there any large events? I check some other news websites as well. And I go through the economic releases, what we got today. I just double check everything, right? And I just do basically some analysis. And this normally takes me 30 minutes, but sometimes it takes me longer. Sometimes, say, FOMC was the night before, the evening before for my time zone. Then I'm going to be looking in depth at some of the comments. That'll take me much longer, where some days it's nothing. It's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, right? But then I'm going to be analyzing the charts. I'm going to be looking in depth at how my pairs are moving, how my watch list is moving. And this process, as I said, takes me about 2 hours. But again, it can vary. It can sometimes be less, but I always set out a 2-hour block for this process. And basically, by the end of this block, between about 9 to 11 a.m., always finishes around 11:30 a.m., I have all my alerts set. So all my alerts are set for my pairs. I know the levels I'm interested in. I know what I'm waiting for. And I'm basically now, for the rest of the day, I just check up on the charts every few hours. I wait for my alerts to hit, or I'm managing my positions. And that's it. That's my routine. It's so simple. It's so easy. And, at times, it's actually, on some days, it's literally nothing. It's basically 30 minutes of analysis, reading a couple of bank reports, looking at Forex Factory, marking my charts, and then I don't get any alerts. I check the charts again, nothing. Some days there's 2, 3, 4 entries. There's a lot going on. It's a lot more analysis. And, but that's how you got to be as a trader. I always have the time block set out, but this is how it goes, right? And also, just as a side note, a lot of my time is actually spent coding and building additional systems, right? So my main model is a swing trading model, but I also code and automate other strategies, shorter time frame strategies, various different strategies. And that's more of a thing that I'm working toward. So that's a big thing in the works more so, but every day I spend a few hours coding, automating, essentially back testing through coding and automation. So that's a very, very big thing in my trading at the moment. Now, that's my routine. You need to build your routine, right? For your life, for your style of trading, for you, right? But let's get into what I've created here is a list of some of the important things you have to, in my opinion, include in your routine. And you have to really think about how is this going to work in your life. And don't just think about it, write it down, be specific, get a proper routine in place, okay? Because I'm telling you, it'll change your trading. So decide when you're going to do pre-market analysis and include pre-market analysis in your system. I think that is really important, right? Have a specific time where you come to the charts and you just look through your pairs and you pick, what am I going to trade? You're just going to look at the fundamental economic releases on Forex Factory. Just know when they are, right? Just know when they are, okay? Now, what time will you be at the charts? I'm at the charts by about 9:30 every single morning. What time are you going to be at the charts? Now, if this is going to depend where you are. I don't know where you are in the world. I don't know how you trade. Just think about it. Use some independent thought. Create a time that you're going to be at the charts. Now, what are you going to do at the charts? Right? I suggest the first thing you do is make sure you know what economic releases are during that time, right? Is there CPI on in 10 minutes? Just know what economic releases are on. Now, are you going to flick through, what pairs are you going to flick through? Just know exactly during that period what you're going to do in steps, in stages. Be specific, right? Then what time are you going to leave the charts? Do you have a swing trading model? Are you going to be paying attention throughout the day? Or do you have a scalping model? So you're there for 2 hours and you go, right? My very close friend who I trade with, who I'm in business with, he trades about a 1.5, 2 hour periods. And then that's it. He comes to the chart and he leaves after 2 hours. That's it, right? So be specific to your life, your model. Do you have a job? Do you need to work around timings with a job? Just really think about it, right? Also, build backtesting into your routine. I think this is very, very important. Especially if you're an unprofitable trader and you still don't know if you haven't tested your edge, backtesting should be one of your top priorities. You should be making sure your system has edge and backtesting and just really getting a feel with the charts. That's a very important thing. If you're a beginner, if you still haven't tested your system, I think you've got to be spending time every single day backtesting. So consider that also. And then, at the end of the week or at the end of every day, you need to be record keeping. So these are a list of some things you should be considering. Now, again, as I said with the backtesting thing, if you're a beginner, or if you're, still lack a lot of knowledge in certain areas, every day should be dedicated, a certain period of time should be dedicated to learning. So include that in your routine, right? For example, you could show up at the charts at 8 a.m. You could do, 30 minutes of technical analysis. You're going to check the Forex Factory before you do that. Then you're going to do 1 hour of, learning through some sort of, a course, a book, back testing. Be specific with your life, with your goals, with what you want to do in your trading, and write out a routine and be specific with the timing, right? That is so important. I know the time. I'm going to be at the charts at 9:30. I'm going to leave at around 11. And for the rest of the day, I'm doing other things, obviously. I'm also going to be spending 2 hours every day automating and coding, right? I know my specific routine every morning, right? You need to do the same. I'm telling you, it will change your trading as it has changed mine, right? The things that aren't going to change your trading is a new fancy strategy, is this indicator, is all some random smart money concept. Bollocks. This type of thing is what changes your trading. Hard work, consistency, right? And this is an actionable thing that you can do. So I highly, highly advise you take the steps to build your personal trading routine. So get it done if you haven't, and you'll begin to see the levels of consistency you achieve. Anyways, I'm going to finish the video here and I'm going to leave you with a quote. A champion doesn't become a champion in the ring. He's merely recognized in the ring. His becoming happens during his daily routine. Joe Louis. Now, if you don't know who Joe Louis is, he's a famous boxer, often regarded as one of the greatest of all time, right? And famous guy, legendary boxer, and it came from his fucking mouth, right? And there's about 1,000 quotes very similar to this quote. Basically, people saying that your daily routine is what makes you, right? So don't just take it from me, take it from guys like this, all these successful people. Your daily routine is so important, and in trading, it's absolutely no exception. So get it sorted. Don't underestimate the importance of it. And I hope you find value in this video. I hope you enjoy this video. If you did, subscribe, like, comment, and let me know if you have any other things you want me to talk about, topics. Just shoot me a DM. I'm more than happy. I'm making daily content, so I'm more than happy to address any questions, anything at all. So until next time, cheerio.